Gideon Rosner here, back at the Federal Circuit Court in Brisbane, where I spent the last 2 days in Peter's Remedies hearing in relation to his case. Now, as many of you know, Judge Vasta overwhelmingly ruled in favour of Peter back in April when he found that all 17 determinations made by JCU over the course of Peter's employment had been unlawful. This hearing is to work out how much Peter will receive by way of monetary compensation from JCU. Now, today's hearing started quite late, the reason being that the whole process was thrown into a tailspin when JCU pulled 2 of their witnesses, meaning that they couldn't be cross-examined by Ben Kidston, the barrister acting for Peter. Make of that what you will. The biggest revelation to come out of this hearing has come from court documents released into the public domain just minutes ago. JCU is effectively contemplating throwing more good money after bad by dragging this ugly dispute to a higher court. Now, of course, the IPA has come out and condemned this intention to appeal by JCU and urged them to just accept the decision by Judge Vasta earlier this year. Of course, I'm not holding my breath. Now, aside from that, there have been a few other interesting revelations that have come out of the hearing so far, mostly from yesterday's attempts by JCU to argue in favour of a lower amount being paid to Peter. For one thing, they claimed that he had intended to retire at age 60, when in fact Peter had no such intention. At another point, the barrister for JCU argued that because Peter now enjoyed a higher media profile as a result of the work done by the IPA and other media organisations, he would be open to more lucrative, quote, consulting work. JCU appears to be making the absurd and indeed offensive argument that because their treatment of Peter thrust him into the limelight, they are actually doing him a favour in treating him so badly. In other words, it's Peter's own fault that his reputation took a hit because he lost his tenure as Professor of Physics at James Cook University. But of course, we all know that if Peter hadn't gone public and shared his story with so many people, it would not have been possible to raise the $250,000 plus needed to fight his unjust sacking in court. This haggling over the amount that will be awarded to Peter as a result of his win will continue well into the afternoon, but indeed it may very well prove to be irrelevant, given that it looks at this stage like JCU is appealing. I really do wish that this was the end of the matter. I really do wish that we would be able to accept Peter's win from April and move on. But unfortunately, JCU are not giving up without a fight. But neither will Peter. And the IPA will be there with you every step of the way, giving you news and research in relation to Peter Ridd's fight for freedom of speech on climate change. Now, as always, if you are interested in learning more about Peter's case, head to www.ipa.org.au/Peter Ridd.